Hello, everyone. We are back from our NCL Escape Canada and New England cruise. We had a blast. I'll talk about it a little bit. As always, if anybody has any questions, please feel free. Anything cruise related, feel free to throw it out there. If you saw I did a community post today. I don't think anybody saw it. Which is totally fine. But as you all know, every week, maybe you don't know if you're new, we give away hi, Lisa. We give away a book every week. So that will happen again this evening. However, we had a whole duck thing going on our last cruise and nobody claimed them. So tonight I'm also giving away 2 gift cards. You have your choice between Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. They're all $15 gift cards. So you have your choice. If you win, if you would like to be considered for the book, which is Agatha Christie's A Haunting in Venice. It was actually called something else. I don't know. Whatever. That's not important for tonight. So it's a good book. It's a mystery. It's now going to be a movie. So Haunting in Venice, that's this week's book. If you would like to be considered for the book or for the gift cards, we're going to give away 2 of them. Throw your name. Let me know in the chat. Just type book in the chat, and I will add you to the little wheel here. And in the end, we'll spin the wheel, and 3 people will win. 3 different people will win. So we are back from our Canada-New England cruise. I wanted to go through a couple things with the Canada-New England cruise. I used to tell everybody whenever someone would ask me, like, what's a good first cruise? I would always say like a 7-day Caribbean cruise is the best, like, get to know cruising cruise. Because a lot of people say 3 days or 4-day cruises, and I find them to be like party drinking cruises. So it's not the right fit for everybody. Certain people. All right, Sana and Fred and Lisa. Hey, Paul. Tony Diaz is in Canada right now. I saw his post today. He's on the Royal Caribbean blog group cruise in which they're on Serenade of the Seas. Good evening, Barbara. So I used to tell everybody a 7-day Caribbean cruise out of like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral is like the best for new cruisers. It's a great way to like figure out if you like cruising or not. However, hey, Peter. What I will say is, after going on this Canada-New England cruise, I have a lot of feelings about this cruise. We had a really good time, and I'll get into all my little intricacies about this cruise, and the vlogs obviously started today. But and they're long because we hit a lot of ports, and they're port intensive, so enjoy all the long vlogs. They take forever to edit, so awesome. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I really appreciate that. You got it, Barbara. So now my feelings are on this Canada-New England cruise. This is a great cruise for first-time cruisers. We literally had I felt like I was on a bus just going to different cities. Like it never felt like we were on a cruise, and that's good and bad. There are certain things I didn't love about the cruise because it was so port intensive and crazy. Like I didn't feel like I was going on a cruise for a chunk of it. Like we were rushing back. And rushing around to do things just to have content for the vlog other than being out in the ports. Wait till day 3. I think it's day 3. Day 4. 1 is Newport. Day 1 is Embarkation 2, 3. Day 4, which is Acadia. Wait till you see that vlog. It is spectacular, some of the footage. But I felt like we were rushing around just to go to things because we wanted to like get things in for content, and it was so hectic running around. It didn't feel like we were on a cruise. It really felt like we were on a land vacation, just like driving from port to port. Crazy. Hey, Ricardo, welcome. It was a great cruise. The ports were all beautiful. We got super lucky with the weather. The only bad weather we had was a storm as we were coming back, which is, I'll talk about later, about them canceling Choir of Man, which I thought was ridiculous. And I kind of feel a little suspect about that. Like it wasn't really that, the reasoning doesn't really jive with what happened. However, let's go through the cruise a little bit. Again, if anybody has questions about cruising or the cruise we were just on NCL Escape, let me know. Again, if you are interested, we are giving away Agatha Christie, A Haunting in Venice tonight. And we'll be giving away 2 gift cards, either Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. You have your choice because nobody collected our ducks. I mean, they took our ducks, but they never got in on the contest. It's all good. So if you would like that, just type book in the comments there, and I'll add you to the board up here with Sana, Fred, and Lisa, and Barbara. I can read them from behind me. Yeah, Paul, AJ, I'll get into the AJ thing as well. Man, oh man, that was a stressful time. So if you didn't watch the vlog or the beginning cruise things I posted the last couple of days, so we leave out of, I'm in Bucks County. I'm 3 blocks, literally 3 blocks out of Philadelphia. So I'm in Bensalem, PA, and AJ and Meg generally drive to my house, and then we're all about within an hour of each other. So generally speaking, they'll drive to my house, and we'll go to the port together normally. Gotcha, Ricardo. Peter, you got it? Happy Wednesday. So AJ, Meg lives out in Chester County on the boonies, and she's moving further away. She's moving towards the Poconos into Lidditz. So she's taking Amtrak because it's easier to get to New York. And then AJ came up to my house, and we took NJ Transit from Hamilton. I don't drive the Trenton's it's a little sketchy. So we always go to Hamilton, and then we take the train. Piece of cake, right? So, I mean, when I tell you AJ and I are very, very type A. We're very early for everything, super prepared. I got you, Paul. So we're always super prepared. And for the most part, when we go on these trips, AJ and I are the ones that carry all the equipment because Meg doesn't come into, AJ and I are in the office every day. We have a marketing company too. I think everybody knows that. But we all are, AJ and I are here pretty much every day. Meg is in here once a week or once every other week because she lives far away. Joelle's in once a week. Kathy's in. Kathy works with us, is in California, so she's not in the office, obviously. Gotcha, Edward. I don't know if AJ here doing the board this week. She is at a haunted event this evening. So AJ and I pack everything. We pack all the cameras. We pack all the equipment. It's 2 full, backpacks full of the camera stuff. So we are very prepared for everything. We have all the extra cards, extra cameras. We have everything. So when we got off of the train and we got to the top of the thing, we were walking out, and you could see it in the video the moment I turned my camera around. And if I turn the volume up, you can hear AJ panic. She says, John, I left my purse on the train. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, hey, all right, no big deal. Let's go figure it out. If you have credit cards, we'll get them shut off or whatever, and we'll figure it out. It's just your driver's license and stuff. We'll take care of it. And then she was like, no, it's my passport. And I was like, oh no, we are in trouble. So I don't know what kind of miracle we had going on there. But it was craziness. Lori, I got you. So I get out of the, again, I think I explained it a lot, but I'll go through it again if you didn't watch the videos. There's no scenario where one of us can't go on the cruise. We've spent, at this point, we're $6,000 in, maybe $5,000, $6,000 in on this cruise. We have 3 different rooms. And again, AJ and I have all the equipment. So if Meg makes it to the ship, that's great. Meg's going to have a 7-day vacation and film some stuff with her phone because AJ and I have all the GoPros, the Sony cameras, all the stuff that we use for everything is with us. So and AJ's, we've been working together for 10 years. So we're pretty much family at this point. So she says, like, just go. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the terminal. Check my terminal arrival was at 10. And I'm like, look, here's the great thing. We always take the earliest check-in, like port arrival time, just in case, right? Just in case anything happens. So I'm like, look, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It was like 9:30 in the morning. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, we have plenty of time here. Let's figure out what's going to happen. I was very I'm very optimistic, right? I'm always let's figure it out. We'll get it going. I was like, okay, AJ's not going on the cruise. Like, this is not happening. Like, yeah, Fred, I'm telling you, it was funny, but not funny. It was way funnier afterwards. Like, AJ, every comment for the rest of the week was that, even from my parents, which is hilarious. So I walk out of the terminal. I call my mom. She's always in the loop of everything that's going on. She knows AJ very well. And I call my mom and I was like, hey, we made it to New York. AJ left her purse on the train. My parents were going to church. They still go to church all the time. God bless them. And they were like, we're going to go to church and we're going to pray for AJ. I'm like, do whatever the gods require for this. And my parents went to church and prayed about it. God bless them again. And I don't know what I did. I got to the port and I was just panicking for AJ, because also AJ is has a lot of anxiety, and I was like, this is not going to be good. So yeah, crazy. We went to customer service before I left. I made sure we were in a good place before we left, and they were like, look, we can't get in touch with the conductor, and the drop box is closed at Trenton, which actually turned out to be a good thing. They wound up getting in touch with him as he got down the shore, and they had done a walkthrough at New York, and they found her purse, and the conductor grabbed it. I have no idea how, but they got it, and by the time it got all the way back and she got to the port, it was almost 2 o'clock. But who cares? You can get on the ship up until 3:30, so she got on. All's well that ends well. A lot of panic. A lot of anxiety, a lot of craziness on day one, but it all worked out. And every time I talked to my mom after that, she said, is AJ there? Does AJ have her passport? Funny, not funny, but it was really funny after it happened. So thank God it all worked out, and it was great. So yeah, I love this itinerary. If you are a first-time cruiser, here was the itinerary. We left out of New York. We did New York to Newport, Rhode Island, to Portland, Maine, to Bar Harbor, to St. John, to Halifax, and then one sea day back. Lisa, great question. You have such really good I forgot I can click on these and bring them up. There you go. You have such really good video. You give us so much good information to prepare us for whatever happens. With that said, how do you make time for yourself on the cruise? It's a great question. Look, believe me, it's not a chore at all to do what we do. We're blessed that we're able to go on, myself especially. I go on 10 or 11 cruises a year. I can't tell you how awesome it is to be able to do that. It is a lot of work and it's stressful. I have a dog, so there's a lot of that goes into doing stuff with the dog, and we pay for all these cruises. So I've gone on all these cruises this year. Myself, Meg, and AJ have gone on a bunch. I pay for all these cruises out of my pocket. We don't make a lot of money doing the videos yet. Hopefully we will someday. But, out of the travel agency money and our marketing money, I take money and we spend it for this. So we definitely have time for ourselves on the cruise. So we try to film small batches of what we're doing. On this particular cruise, we have a ton of footage. I could literally do a 2-hour vlog per day on these things, which nobody would want to watch because that's very long. And it would take forever to edit. I'm going to put you up here. Is your name Felchia? Is it Felchia? Can you tell me how to pronounce your name in the chat there? I don't want to screw it up. Got it. So, when you're on a cruise, there's definitely a lot of downtime. So everybody takes naps, everybody reads. We read like a book every time we're on the cruise. And the way I look at it is my goal with the videos and the vlogs and everything we're doing, it's also for us, right? We're testing things out to see what's best for us, to see what might be good for our travel agent clients that book with us so we can recommend certain excursions or certain things to do on the ship. So look, are there times where like I feel overwhelmed by it and it's a lot? Of course, right? Just like anybody else would. But again, there are far worse jobs in the world than this that we're doing. So let's be blessed that we could do it. Barbara asked, how can you afford all of these cruises? How can you afford all these cruises? So a couple things, right? One, I book very far in advance, all these cruises. So I am booked through May of 2025. I'm way booked out. That's one way. Second way is I always look for unique deals or the cheapest cruises, right? So we switched up our December cruise. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, but I booked that cruise for basically $90 to $99. There are always crazy deals or things that I see pop up, and you have to be flexible enough to just do it. The other thing I've done in the past year is I book mostly inside cabins. It's fine. The more important thing is to get on the ship. Every once in a while, we'll book a fancy suite or something. If it's a good deal, like MSC with the Yacht Club, it was super cheap. So we did it. So I just look for great deals for group pricing. I have a good inside, obviously we're travel agents, so I have a good inside knowledge of like when things go on sale, when things are cheaper, when prices drop, and I just jump on those things. I got you, Sabrina. Filling up the board. So Felicia, got it. Thank you so much. So that's part of the reason of how I can afford them. And then the other thing is, look, I have a philosophy, right? So for me, it wouldn't be that expensive. It was just me going, but me taking like AJ and Meg. Part of it is I think it's better footage sometimes to see like the three of us. A lot of times when I go on the cruises by myself, I can't really video myself doing things unless I put the camera down and I like walk away, and I try not to make it about me, right? I try to make it about what we're doing or the things that we're doing so that it's not like me carrying a camera around the ship so that like everybody looks at me, which I wouldn't want. So for me, I try to make it like I'm a fly on the wall showing you what this vacation could be like. Taking AJ and Meg helps a lot because then we can get more candid things of people doing things on the ship, which I think is really fun and cool. So here's my philosophy with the reason why I take them. One, I think it's better content. Two, I have like this philosophy with our companies and everything that we do that like once you are in a position to help other people or to sacrifice some things for yourself, life is better when you pull people up with you, right? So I love taking everybody with me so that we can have a good time. And my other piece of advice for everybody doing stuff like that is don't ever do things expecting something in return, right? So I'm not expecting them to like work extra hours or to do extra things. I expect them to go on the cruises and have a really good time and enjoy themselves. And that's what the content is about. It's just about if you want to do something, just do it. There shouldn't be any like expectation of getting anything back. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. And it's awesome. So Lisa just said, do you ever get offered free cruises? If so, do you have to sign anything saying you can't say anything bad about the cruise? So Lisa, I won't do it. I refuse to do it. I did it once. It wasn't like offered a free cruise. I got like a what's called a fam trip, which is like where you go. The cruise line will pay for your cruise, and you do courses and learn about the company and stuff when you're on it. I did it once, and I got crap for being honest about it. So I won't do it anymore. My thing is I'm going to pay for the cruises and I'm going to be honest. I'm rarely negative. Like there's rarely a time where I'm like, yo, this is awful. Generally speaking, I'm very constructive. There are some things I love, some things I don't love, and I'll be honest about those things. If something is not a good experience, I'm going to tell you, like I'm going to talk more about our cruise on Escape. There's a couple things I didn't like or find a little suspect. I'm going to talk about it. and I don't want to be beholden to NCL or to Royal or anybody. So no, we just don't take free cruises. I won't do it because I'm not going to let somebody tell me like you can't be honest about it. It's ridiculous. My whole goal, we're first and foremost, we're travel agents, right? So I can't get on here and just shill for one of the cruise lines if I don't really feel that way. I'm not going to do it. So we'll be honest at all costs. Sabrina's heading on Escape on Sunday. Sabrina, you're going to a different itinerary than we went on, correct? Are you doing Canada, New England, or are you doing Bermuda? Let me know in the chat there. Peter said, itinerary for our Princess Cruise in the middle of September, same itinerary except we did Boston instead of Portland. Yeah, so Boston's a cool port too. I've been to Boston a lot. I love Boston. It's like a cool, very cool town. It's like a mix of like New York and Philly to me. It's like a cleaner version of Philly. It's a great town. Portland's really cool because there's a lot of breweries and different things like that. So, Boston's a great port. I really love Boston. I would love to go to Boston again. I like leaving out of Boston as well. It's a cool terminal, although the last one we went on wasn't great because of it was the first one back since the pandemic. We talked about that a lot on NCL Pearl. I'm looking up that cruise now, Paul. I'm going to look that up for you in a second as soon as I log in here to MSC. Yeah, Bermuda. Sabrina's going to Bermuda. Yeah, that should be a great cruise. Is that a 5-day or a week? Are you going somewhere else, like the Bahamas or something? So going back to our cruise, the first day in Newport, Rhode Island was great. Everything's good. You saw that. You saw the embarkation day vlog today. Sabrina, happy anniversary. That is amazing. Meg from our team got married last October 14th. So we went on the cruise one day after her anniversary. So I'm going to go look at this one. So I'll tell you like the one or two things that I didn't enjoy about this cruise. Otherwise, this cruise was pretty spectacular, I will say. 1029. Sorry, everyone. I know this isn't riveting as I look up how many people are booked on this cruise on Seascape. MSC Seascape. Paul, there is... There's only a few interior and ocean view left. There are a decent amount of balconies left. I would say there's about 300 more people could jump on there. It's not packed yet. Peter, videos are great. Brooklyn pre-cruise departure video made it easy. Thanks so much. Yeah, that hotel was super easy. It's not like the bougiest hotel. It's I rarely will stay at like the fanciest hotel. I try to like stay in like reasonably like $200 to $300 and some dollars a night hotels. So I try to give everybody like a good perspective of where we're going and what to do. Sabrina, 7 days, Bermuda for 3. Yeah, that's a great cruise. I love it. You are going to have a blast. So here's what I'll tell you about Escape. The couple negatives that I had. One, cruise ships are crowded. There's a lot of people, and NCL, while it's one of my favorite cruise lines, NCL does not do the best job with flow, right? They, it's just, for some reason, it's crazy, man. I don't understand. When you look at these ships, there's plenty of room. The problem is especially when you're on like a fall or winter cruise and it's cold out, the waterfront doesn't get used as much on deck 8. So that hurts. The pool deck doesn't get used as much on 16 and 17. So everybody's kind of pushed down to 6, 7, and 8 right in the middle there. It's one of the things that I think Royal does so well, having like, especially on Oasis class ships, which are my favorite, where it's like, deck 4 is like the entertainment with the, the ice skating and like the comedy club. Then 5 has certain things. 6 has certain things. 7 has certain, 5's the Royal Promenade. 6 is the boardwalk. 8 is the Central Park, and then it goes up and up and up, right? So you have all these people going to different places. The aqua theater's in the back of the ship. The ice skating rink is towards the front of the ship. The promenade's in the middle, right? So you have all these different places. And on Escape, there's really not that many places to go. Sana just said, like, the atrium was crowded on Escape every night. 100%. Like, they're putting out extra chairs in the atrium. It's one of my pet peeves on NCL. The older ships have, like, another lounge, like the Spinnaker Lounge, or, like whatever. Like, a lot of the old Royal ships have, like, that secondary theater loungy kind of thing where there are big things going on. NCL doesn't have that. Most of the stuff takes place in the atrium, and it is so crowded. I mean, we got in there. We had to be like super early if we wanted to do anything. Fred, you are correct. April and May. They're fun then as well. So the crowds are just a nightmare. Deck 6, like from the atrium back through the art gallery, which is tight, and then kind of the open area where Dueling Pianos is, the comedy club is, La Bistro is, super crowded, and then really tight by Taste and Savor back there. And there's really nowhere else to go. The next deck up is, just the casino there, basically. Next deck up is really tight as well with all the shops and everything. My other pet peeve is I love Sid Norman's. We wound up going to Sid Norman's on the final night because Choir Man got canceled, which was my other crappy thing that I wanted to talk about, right? Choir Man got canceled on the last day we were booked for it, and it got canceled because of the weather. They said the ship was rocking too much. It was not rocking. I didn't feel I get seasick. I felt nothing. It was a little windy and a little rainy. So I kind of think something else was going on with Choir Man on Saturday, but I have no other information than that. And they replaced Choir Man with a juggler. Like, how, if it's windy and the ship's rocking, what is the common sense of replacing the show where guys sing on stage with a guy who's juggling? First of all, I'm not going to that show. So we went to Sid Norman's Poorhouse. Again, my biggest complaint with NCL is that venue holds like nobody. And we had to get in line. We got in line at 7:45 or 7:46, something like that, for the 9 o'clock show. And we were like 80th in line. And then they open the doors at 8, and then you sit in there for an hour, and it's tight. But the show was great. That Rock the Prom show in Sid Norman's was awesome. If you get to go to a show at Sid Norman's or the Cavern Club, they're great shows, but you have to get there way early, and it is crowded. So that's really those were my only 2 complaints, and the buffet was really crowded at all times. So, Paul, we have 2 devices, internet for Seascape. Would you do 2 iPhones or one? I would do 1 iPhone, 1 iPad, 100%. Just because you have no chance to change it. Paul, where are you going? Like, is anywhere you going have the ability to have like a regular signal on your phone? Damien, thank you so much. It is good to be back. I didn't even feel like I went on the cruise. I felt like I was in a bus. Like, I didn't feel like I cruised anywhere. It was crazy. So many ports. Sabrina worried that they're going to change our itinerary because of Tammy. Yeah, I wouldn't. So, look, it's still, we have a month left of hurricane season. Yeah. What are you going to do? We went on getaway last year, and we were supposed to go to Bermuda and Bahamas, and we didn't go to Bermuda. We wound up going to Miami and somewhere else. I forget where we went. What are you going to do, right? You have zero control over it. Believe me, I'd rather go to Miami than be sick for 24 hours sitting in the middle of the Atlantic trying to get over to Bermuda. It's not fun. I know it sucks when your itinerary gets changed. I hate it as well. We also went out of New York last year on Anthem, or New Jersey, and they changed our entire itinerary. We wound up going to Dominican Republic instead of Port Canaveral and Perfect Day. There's nothing you can do about it. It does suck. My guess is if you do run into issues with Tammy, they're just going to hug the coast there. You'll go to Port Canaveral, maybe Fort Lauderdale. I know Perfect Day got canceled today and tomorrow. Perfect Day, Coco Cay is closed because of the wind. So they're going to Fort Lauderdale, which is not a good trade-off, but it's something. Yeah, I saw Don Terrace is on the escape, and they left Bermuda early because of the weather. So hopefully it'll scoot by, and you'll be able to get over there, and you'll be good to go. You are not kidding, Damien. You are not kidding. Sorry, Paul. Sorry about the commercials. I hate that the commercials run on the live stream. I don't know why. I'm going to see if I can shut that off. So I said do one iPhone, one iPad, but I also asked, is there anywhere that you're going on that itinerary where you're going to have signal? Because my other thing is, like, if you're going to have like a cell signal, you can always download things on your iPad and all at that port, and then I would do just 2 iPhones. Because a lot of times on this trip, since NCL uses a potato for their internet, I was using in every port. We were in America for the first couple of days, which is really great. On every port, I just went up to the pool deck and was hotspotting my phone because the 5G internet on 2 of my devices was better than the internet on NCL. And I paid for streaming. I paid $300 for internet for a week, and it was literally a potato. But yeah, Sabrina, I think by then you may be all right. Have you just a recommendation to check out Mr. Weatherman? I don't know if you are familiar with him on YouTube. He is great. I watched him religiously when I was going on my Mariner cruise because I was afraid of the weather. And we got jolted around pretty well, but we made it to all of our stops, which one of them was Bermuda. We spent 3 days in Bermuda on that one. That was not fun. That one sea day was not a blast. That's the first time in a long time I took medicine. So yeah, great itinerary, great ports, had a great time. Other than the ship being crowded, which there's nothing you can do. It's the way it's going to be from now on. It was nice. There wasn't a lot of kids. It was mostly older people. There were some kids, but not an aggressive amount of kids. And it was a great cruise. All in all, I have no complaints other than it went by so fast. And I'll get back to the question about, like, how do we find time for ourselves? We're just having a good time. So whatever it is, I just try to push through, get the filming done. The only thing that's really a grind on filming is the ship tour, which I try to do when there's no, again, like, there are some people out there that enjoy making the videos about themselves. I try to make it about the ship. So I'm trying to do it when there's nobody around. Because, again, not everybody wants to be in our stupid YouTube videos, right? Like, there are people on the ship that don't want to be in YouTube videos. So I try to, go around when it's quiet. So that's what I do. My other fun thing was, so funny, I'll get back to this in a second. Edward, you too. You and Sabrina can go and be friends on the ship. Sabrina's going too. Sabrina said, absolutely, I don't mind if they've changed due to the weather. I just hope it's for something with warm weather. Yeah. So no. So it's one of the things that happens all the time. I will tell you, like 99% of the time, Sabrina, they are not going to make that decision. So they are aware that people will be super pissed if they flip the itinerary and go to Canada and New England instead of to the warm weather. 100%. So they will make every effort to go someplace warm because people will revolt. It happened last year. They did it on a couple sailings, and it was on Adventure. They did Adventure of the Seas, and they flipped it from hot to cold, and they lost half of the passengers and gave them a full refund. They don't want to do that. So, yeah. Meg is here. She said fastest cruise ever. It really was. It was a blur. Like, every time we went to a port, it was like, get up in the morning, run off the ship, head to where we're going, film everything, go to all these different things, get back on the ship. It's like 6 o'clock at night, go to dinner at some fancy, beautiful restaurant, which we ate at all the specialty dining restaurants. And then just running around like so crazy. It was, but wouldn't have it any other way. It was just we had a really awesome time. Paul, thank you so much. I don't know what happened to the Phillies. They fell asleep in the last 2 games and decided not to play baseball. I don't know what happened. As you can see, I'm rebelling. I'm just wearing a Manchester City sweatshirt today. So, yeah, who knows with the Phillies? At least the Eagles are playing well. I don't know. The Sixers are out. Whatever. Edward, driving from PA, any tips on parking in New York? Yes, get there early is my advice. So there's a sweet spot for parking in New York. I have a couple recommendations. One, don't park in New York. That's like my number one recommendation. Here's one of my recommendations, sneaky recommendations. Park at Newark Airport and take the train, or do a transfer from Newark Airport. So it's kind of cheating the system a little bit. So if you drive to Newark, if you have a travel agent, Edward, they can put a transfer in for you from Newark International Airport. It's way cheaper to park there. Park there, get on the transfer and go to the port. That'd be my first tip. Second tip is park there, take NJ Transit. It's like 2 stops. You're going to go to Secaucus, Newark Penn Station, Secaucus, and then New York. $16 and you're in. And then you could just take a quick Uber or walk to the port. It's only a mile. I would have done that. Me and AJ were going to walk until, the proverbial stuff hit the fan. Or get there. There's a real sweet spot for getting there. It's going to be like between 8 and 9 a.m. when maybe like close to 9 a.m. when most of the people are leaving the lot, which is usually between 8:15 and 9. And then you can come in. Otherwise, it's a little bit of chaos there trying to park in the lot at the ship there, and double check and make sure there are no ships. I'll look if I can in a minute. Make sure there are no other ships in New York that day, because otherwise don't park there. But yeah, my number one tip is park at Newark International Airport and get the transfer over there. It's only like $25. Damien, watermelon mojito. Yes, sir. That is amazing. Meg had a cool drink. Oh no, that was it. We had the pumpkin head beer in Portland at Shipyard with a cinnamon sugar rim around it. That was amazing. So Sabrina, you're from Rhode Island. Yeah, you do not want to come from Rhode Island and then go back north on your cruise. That's a hard pass. So yeah, I don't blame you. Go south. Let's hope you go south. Of course, my pleasure, Sabrina. If I hear anything ahead of time, I get all the notices if something's happening. I'll let you know right away. Yeah, Cape Liberty is amazing. From my door where I live to Cape Liberty is about a little less than an hour. So spoiled. Parking there so easy and great. It's a shame. Paul says, what embarkation tasks would you say to take care of and get out of the way so you can get them done and enjoy the cruise? So, Paul, my biggest tips for embarkation is when you're getting on the ship. Are you talking about before or day of? If you're talking about day of embarkation, my biggest tip is to pick an early check-in time if you can. MSC is weird, but MSC you can basically just show up and get on, wait in line and get on the ship. If you are booking specialty dining, my biggest tip is book that immediately. If there's any shows that you're going to go to, book them immediately. My goal is to have everything done within the first hour, and then I want to enjoy embarkation day. I want to walk around the ship, get the lay of the land, do all the fun things, and then be able to just go and enjoy the day. So yeah, definitely if you said, Paul said once on the ship, what I would do is book all of your stuff. Get on the ship, make sure everything's good. MSC doesn't do, it depends if you're carrying on luggage. If you're checking your luggage, get the lay of the land of the ship. Bring a bathing suit or something so you could just go up on the pool deck, have a drink, relax. I always bring stuff in my carry-on bag so that I have stuff. Embarkation's 11:30. You're great. That's a great time. That's early for MSC because it's a lot of Europeans, especially getting on down there. You're going to see that the ship will still be pretty empty when you get on it. I would say go enjoy yourself, walk around the ship, get a good realization, pick a good spot for sail away. I recommend on Seascape the back of deck 8 where the infinity pool is. I think Meg, if you're still here, would agree with me on that. The back of the ship there on deck 8 is spectacular. And it's not as crowded as the upper deck. Yeah, if you're just bringing backpacks, generally like throw your bathing suit. I mean, you might not even care about having a bathing suit. I particularly don't go on the pool deck that much, but like pick your spot, grab a drink, relax. The sail away out of Miami is spectacular. It's a really beautiful one going through there. Man, it is crazy. Meg agrees. Yes, on deck 8, back of the ship for sail away. Really beautiful. Lisa said, do in the cabins have to get the soda package or could just one of us? So technically, if somebody gets a drink package in the room, everybody's got to get a drink package in the room. However, you can call your travel agent, or you can call, when you call Royal Caribbean to book it, you could say like, hey, I'm the only one getting this. But generally speaking, everyone's supposed to get it. Meg said, best photo she's ever taken on the back of the ship. There you go. Ricardo, you may absolutely have my email. It's my pleasure. It is jp@byte-sizecruises.com. It's in the chat there. That is my email. Feel free to email me anytime. If anyone has questions, you are all more than welcome to email me at any time. I'm happy to answer questions, even if you don't book anything with us. That's what we're here for. We're here to give you advice. So again, anybody has any questions, fire them away. If you've just arrived, most of you know, we give away a book every week. This week we're giving away A Haunting in Venice by Agatha Christie. Now a movie, I think with Kenneth Branagh again, playing Hercule Poirot. And we're going to give away 2 gift cards tonight. You can pick either a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks gift card, whatever you would like to. So if you would like to be considered for that, just put it in the chat there, book or gift card, whatever you want, and I will throw your name up on the board here. We're about half full, so plenty of room. If not, I'll just start. I think we have enough spots to add everybody again. Of course, Ricardo, my pleasure. Sabrina said, do you have a good sail away spot on Escape leaving New York City? So yeah, it's going to be super crowded. That's my first piece of advice. It's going to be insane. So a couple of good spots on Escape. One, so the main pool deck is going to be packed, especially now because it's like chilly. Everybody's going to have, all those spots right by the windows they're taken. Let me add Damien and Ryan up here. All right. So I would say don't go on the pool deck, the main pool deck. It's going to be way too crowded. The second top deck pool deck is going to be super crowded. Here's my sneaky advice. One sneaky tip, go all the way up to deck 18 or 19 where the ropes course is on the very, very back of the ship. That's a really good spot. All the way in the back by mini golf and all. So that's a really quiet spot that not a lot of people go to. It's a good spot there. My other good spot would be the waterfront, anywhere on deck 8. It is going to get a little crowded on the side that goes past New York City, obviously, right? Deck 7, you can go on the outside. So there are some spots. Deck 8 is going to be more crowded than deck 7. Pool deck's going to be more crowded than both of them. And then my other spot, I'm trying to think, you could sneak into the Haven. That's a great idea. If you could sneak into the Haven, it's going to be nice and quiet up there, which is not that hard to do. I don't want to give you bad advice there. Don't do those bad things. And then I'm trying to think of any other good spots for sail away on Escape. Meg, any ideas on that? You're out there for sail away on Escape. We went everywhere because we tried to get footage from a bunch of different angles. And the sail away out of New York, if no one's ever done a cruise out of New York City, it is spectacular. Thanks, Meg. Great call. Very top by Spice H2O, back on deck 17. If you've never cruised out of New York City, sailing by all through the city, I think, it's in today's vlog, that beautiful, picturesque, of all the skyscrapers, it looks fake, cruising by there. That's amazing. Cruising by the Statue of Liberty, which is obviously on the other side, and then going under the Verrazano. All three of those things are awesome, bucket list things if you're going on a cruise for sail away. It's still not as good as Miami. Miami's really cool going out of there. But yeah, those would be my picks for Escape. Anybody else got any cruises coming up? Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Ryan, again, back on deck 8 for Seascape. That's my pick. Peter said, if we are able to book Norwegian Gem for Bermuda in April, should we ask you to book a drink package but no internet? Yeah, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. There for the free at sea, you can pick, rather than the potato internet. Boy, you are not kidding with the potato internet. So yeah, we can, for the free at sea, we could do anything, any combo of the special things. So we could do drinks, we could do dining, we could do shore excursion, we could do not do internet, we could do internet, whatever you want. It's not going to fluctuate the price all that much, but yeah, for sure, you could do that. And then I would call before we went on this cruise, I was checking the phone plans. AT&T and Verizon both have like a cruise plan now where you can leave your phone on for your cruise. AT&T was $100 for 7 days, which is not bad if you get 5G or 4G, something like that. I'm going to try it on one of these cruises and let you guys know, but just so you know. And then check and see if you have internet in Bermuda. Mine works in Bermuda. It's $10 a day. And it was flawless. So if you're going to be there for a couple of days, you don't need the internet on the ship. Damien said, will Escape have a special menu for Thanksgiving? Yeah, absolutely. If you are sailing on Thanksgiving, that's the caveat. If you're going on during Thanksgiving week and you're going to be sailing that Thanksgiving day, there will be a turkey dinner with stuffing and mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce, and they'll have pumpkin pie for dessert. Carnival just released their menu for Thanksgiving this week. But yeah, you'll 100% have Thanksgiving dinner. It's really cool. They'll have all that stuff in the buffet, all that stuff at the main dining room. It's very, very, very cool. Meg, there's a question for you in the chat. There you go. Hey, Meg, heard you took your hair straightener on MSC Seascape, and I called MSC, and they said you cannot take a hair straightener. How did you pack it? Dun, dun, dun. Let's see what Meg says. If not, I will text her if she doesn't answer, just in case she walked away for a few minutes. So yeah, also, if you do win the book from now on, I'm going to include one of our fun new magnets. So we have these really cute magnets that have our little heads on them, myself, Meg, and AJ, that we put on our cruise doors. So you'll get one of these in your book now if you win the book. Those are fun. We're going to make more of those too, like different designs and stuff. Oh, there you go. There's Meg. Pack it regularly. There you go. Ryan said, wrap it in town, put in luggage. I know I'm not Meg. You're not, but your answer is very much appreciated. So there you go. Two answers for you there, Barbara. Can't bring a steamer or anything. Yeah, no issue with hair stuff. There you go. All right, last call for the book or the gift cards before we spin the wheel. Also, anybody else have any questions? Anybody else have any cruises coming up? Any other fun cruises on the agenda? Oh, I also wanted to bring up, I don't want to talk about this every week, but when I booked Fred and Lisa here, there you go. You make a great Meg Ryan. You make a great Meg Ryan too. So I booked Fred and Lisa on our Halloween cruise. Spoiler alert, if they're not in the witness protection program. I booked Fred and Lisa on our Halloween cruise, and that was like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. It's all a blur. And yesterday or today, maybe in the morning, this morning, the price dropped significantly for interior cabins. So if anybody was on the fence about going on that Halloween cruise next year, which is on Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas from October 27th till November the 3rd, I believe, we're going out of Bayonne, New Jersey. There are about 20 cabins left in our group. We can always get more, but that's what we have left in our group right now. The interior cabins dropped significantly, like $500 in the past week. So if you'd like to book, shoot me an email, and you will join us on our fun Halloween murder mystery cruise next year. It's like under $2,000 for 2 people in an interior cabin, which is crazy for Royal, especially right now out of New Jersey. I think it was like 1970. That's amazing. Paul, Seascape in 4 days. That's so amazing. It's Meg and I's one of our favorite ships. Meg really loves that ship. I love that ship so much. Sana said the solo cabin with the shower being in the room. Were there any issues? No, not at all. Nope. It's similar to like being in having a regular bathroom. It's just, yeah, I didn't have any issue. I don't think Meg or AJ did either. Yeah, save some beer for Ryan, for sure, Paul. Lisa said, I actually saw you mentioned keep an eye on prices. Yeah, of course. I do it all the time. We check it every week. I check it. I reprice things every week. So if the price does drop, I'll grab it automatically, but anybody can email me and let me know, hey, by the way, the price went down. Meg said it's her second favorite ship of all time. Mine as well. My first is Oasis. My second is Seascape. My third is Bliss. So, yeah. So that's what's going on. I wanted to bring up something else and I forgot what I wanted to bring up. I have no idea. So we're going to be giving away our books. Last call. Anybody else? Anybody else? Books, gift cards, cruise question. Meg's favorite ship is Symphony. So there you go. I knew I had something else I wanted to talk about. Damien said, I also have the MSC Seashore during New Year's cruise, so I would imagine fireworks. Yeah, they do crazy things during New Year's. Depends. MSC, if you're going to the private island, I would imagine they'll do fireworks. Otherwise, they don't really do that anymore. Disney does occasionally. NCL used to do it off the back of Breakaway, which is crazy. But I was on that ship twice and they did fireworks. It was amazing. But yeah, they do like a full countdown and all. Yeah, Meg and AJ are going on the Symphony Halloween cruise. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Super excited about it. It's our big group cruise for the year. We're hoping to have about 50 people. So everyone is welcome to join us. Like I said, the prices are really good right now. My sister and her fiance are going. Fred and Lisa are going. Who else is going? A bunch of people we met on another cruise are going. Oh, one of the funniest things were on, Paul said, I'll save you some beer since he's going to drink Jack Daniels. And Ryan said Bliss is his favorite ship. Yeah, Epic is the weirdest ship on Earth. I don't hate it, but it's the weirdest ship on Earth. So one of the funnest things were, there you go. One of the most fun things we experienced on this cruise, and it was the most that had happened. Chube, go for it. Whatever your question is, please. So the most fun thing that happened was this was the cruise where we met the most people that were like, hey, are you John from Bite Size Cruises? Or like we met Sean on the first day who came up and was like, hey, I watch your videos all the time. Blah, 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 blah. And they I think it was day 2 we met another group of people. Day 5 we met somebody that AJ met that recognized AJ, which was really fun for AJ. They were like, hey, I know you from the internet. A bunch of people came up and said, hey, do you do the cruise stuff on the internet? There you go. So Chube, I don't know if you're kidding or not with your question. So whatever. I think we all know what Code Brown is. Thanks for that. So let's get to spinning the wheel. We are running out of time. So let's do it. I don't have enough room to add everybody again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. So we're going to wing it here. Let's do it. Of course, it's going to continue to land on that. All right, Paul is the first winner. Paul, would you prefer the book or a Dunkin' or Starbucks gift card? No worries, Tube. That's what I thought. Ba, 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 ba. It's so funny that there's a delay. I have to wait here now for Paul. What is Paul going to choose? Paul gets first choice. You got it, Paul. What are the odds? All right, Ryan, you are the second winner. Ryan, do you want the book or a gift card? Paul. And then one last spin. What are the odds? Barbara. Ryan gets a Dunkin' card, which means Barbara's going to get the book. All right, that is Ryan. I got Ryan and Paul and Barbara. Barbara, please email me your address, and I will send you the book post haste. Ryan and Paul, I can either mail these to you if you want to send me your address, or I can. No, that's probably the best way to do it. Or you can add them to your app, but I can mail them to you. It's fine. Just email me your stuff, and I will get them to you guys. There is my email. Tube is going on NCL Joy this Saturday. Tube, I hope you miss all the bad weather as well. Joy's going to be crowded for sure with its tiny little postage stamp pool. Thank you, everyone. Once again, these live streams are so much fun. We love having everybody here every Wednesday. I'll see everybody next Wednesday. As usual, if you have any questions, please fire them over to me via email or comments, whatever works best for you. And then we'll see everybody next Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the vlogs. Please let me know what you think of all the vlogs, how you're enjoying them. And that is it for now. Hope everybody has a wonderful... Barbara and Paul, you can just send me your address. I'll ship them both out to you. Hope everybody has a wonderful week. I will see everybody next week. Have a great